Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. Ours is a place where dreams take flight, voices are heard, and stories are shared. This is where cultures meet, connections are formed, and ideas are transformed into action. This is your destination for authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations. We're where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover our world of education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our USA Global TV channel and download our USA Global TV app. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. With heartfelt thanks to our executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, music scored by Yifei Tang from Cloud Road Music, creative direction by Paul Garcia, and I'm Al Cini, and I'm very proud to be part of the USA Global TV and Radio family. So join us here at USA Global TV and Radio. Make us your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Thank you for being a part of our global community. Let's inspire together.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Productivity Tips. I am Megan. I'm your very favorite strategic productivity partner, and I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about your productivity. You are watching me on USA Global and TV's radio. Let me start over. That was a word mumble. My apologies. You are watching me on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where please remember to like, subscribe, and even be notified when new episodes drop. I highly encourage you not just to check out my show, but to check out other shows, because there's great ways to learn about yourself and improve on your life. Today, we are going to talk about productivity, as you know, because this is what we do every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. You'll find me here, and we are going to talk about productivity tips. Today, I'm excited because I think it is something we're going to talk about, a productivity tip that everybody could benefit at some point from their life, not because we want to, but because it's necessary and we want to take control of our time and our productivity. So today, we are going to talk about how to handle a disrupted day. How are you going to handle it when you have things planned and boom, with a notification, a message or a phone call, that day has changed? What do you want to do? How are you going to take care of it? That's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to learn a lesson when it comes to disrupted days. Something we can actually learn from is our friends, the sloths. Because one thing we can learn from sloths is sometimes you have to slow down in order to speed up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get started. Let's talk about today's productivity tip, and on today's show, how to handle a disrupted day when your plans get blown up. As I said, I think this one is definitely appropriate because picture it. Have you ever had the day when you're looking and you've got everything going well? You know what you're going to be looking at. You know what you're going to be doing. You have a great combination of meetings. You have a great combination of project time. You even have time to go get some tea at your favorite place. And then boom, that day gets changed. Picture it. You get that notification or you hear that message, and all of a sudden you find out, ring, ring, that day that you thought was going to happen is actually not going to happen. How do you handle it? What do you do when you have a disrupted day? We're going to talk about that right now, because the reality is it's going to happen. It's going to happen more than we like. The reality is a disrupted day is all about our responsiveness. How we respond to a disrupted day is greatly going to impact whether it shoots us in the foot, whether we're able to move forward, and how we act, right? So one of the things we want to remember is a disrupted day is not a failure. It's real life. It happens. Hey, I got a report that needs to be turned in. Hey, there's a statement of work for a client. Hey, there's a sales meeting. These things are going to happen. And that's okay. So the power move isn't perfection. The power move is in how we pivot once we've had this disrupted day. So that's what we're going to look at today. We know in productivity, we know it's going to happen, right? So what we have to prepare for is there's the disruption that became in a message or an email or a phone call. We have the disruption, and then what do we do? Most important thing to do is to stop and take a breath and ask ourselves, can we do anything about this? Or is it just time to move forward? And we all know in the professional world, there are a lot of times when situations come up, we can't do anything about it. We just have to adjust and move forward. And that's sometimes the answer in a disrupted day, is to realize that the power in our responsiveness and how we respond is amazing, right? How we respond to the disruption is going to directly impact the rest of the day and how that project goes. So the key to productivity isn't about it is not rigidity in schedules, but it's in the ability to adapt when the unexpected happens. One thing you can always plan on is that your plan will need to be adjusted. Being intentional with your response turns disruption into opportunity. Because in this case, we know most of the times if we're in a work project that's been disrupted, it's not just us that's disrupted. There's a lot of other people that are disrupted, right? And we have a couple choices of what we're going to do. We could be irritated and pissy about the disruption, and we could complain about it, and we could get a whole negative nest going. Or we could go back with, there's not anything we can do about it. We just have to respond. And so what we want to do is look at that. How can we take control of our response to the disruption? So what I want to do is I want us to look right now at the productivity path to reset priorities. Because the reality is, when there's been a disruption, we know that priorities have changed and we need to adjust our priorities. And how we adjust to those priorities is going to help us move forward. It's about resetting, it's about refocusing, and it's about restarting. But how do we do that? What's the best way to do that? So let's look at this. I have 10 steps for us to take. I have a path that we're actually going to walk through right now, and we're going to look at when you are disrupted. If you have that, you get that call or that message, that Slack message, that Zoom message that says, guess what? Guess what we have the opportunity to do? Not what you thought today, but we're going to make a change. So here's its 10 steps. Here's a productive path to reset priorities. It's 10 steps. I do recommend taking all 10 of them. The first step, pause and breathe. Whenever there has been a disruption, a lot of times we as humans want to go into react and respond mode, right? I'm going to react, I'm going to respond, I'm going to react. Wrong. Again, this is where we can learn from our friends, the sloths, right? Sometimes the best way to have a quick response is not to rush immediately, but it's to slow down and to redirect our energy and our focus. So the first thing I always recommend is pause and breathe. Take 5 deep breaths. Then I always recommend step away and reset. So wherever your office is, wherever you happen to be sitting when you get this message, my recommendation is step away and reset. So you've taken a deep breath. Now you know what you've got to do and you know what you need to change. So now what are we going to do about it? We're going to take a deep breath. I'm going to step away. I'm going to change the scenery for my eyes, right? Maybe I'm going to walk outside. And when I lived in North San Diego County, I had a great place that I would go stand. I could see the ocean. Here I could go walk with the trees, right? We want to get away. If you're in an office, wherever you are, step away and reset is the second step, right? Because once you've come back, what you've done is you've given your mind a chance to think and reset. You haven't just sat and done. Some space and time can be very helpful when it comes to responding to a disruptive day. Because then when you come back, this is the meat of what we want to do, right? So now we know we have a disrupted day. We have something new. So the third thing we want to do is we want to assess our priorities for this new project. Okay, so I have to complete a status report for a client by the end of today. So my disruption, status report, end of today, project management. We know this happens, right? So I'm going to assess my priorities for the new project. Is the status report the most important thing? It is. That's the biggest priority. Is there anything else that I have on my list that I need to do today? I'm going to need to reschedule it, right? What we're going to want to do then is look at, okay, so I now know my new priority is to work on the status report. Is there support? Do I need information from somebody else? Who else do I need to help me finish this new task that we've got, right? That's the fourth thing, right? So we've assessed the new priorities. We've identified whatever support and assistance we need. Then we need to estimate, all right, how long is this going to take, right? So once we're into the fifth step, all right, so we've reset our mind. We know our new priorities. We know who's going to help us. How much time is this going to take? Is this going to take me 10 hours? Is this going to take me 2 hours? For a status report, it's going to take me about 3 hours. So I now know that my task time today, 3 hours of it is going to be this new status report. So again, we need to look and adjust at anything else that we had scheduled, right? That's when we so we know I'm going to need 3 hours for the status report and it has to happen now. Then I'm going to go look to my day that was so beautiful. But we're going to come back to it and say, what were the tasks that I had scheduled? What was it that I was going to do? Because most likely we weren't going to sit and play solitaire all day. And if you were, I say, good for you. But we now know we have a new task, a new priority. We know how long it's going to take. We've reassigned the projects. We've reassigned the tasks that we were going to do. And then it's important that we want to delegate where possible, right? So maybe I was going to work on a presentation. But since I'm doing the status report, I'm going to give this presentation to my coworker to finish or to somebody else, right? So this is where we want to look and get in. So one of the things as we're talking about this, you'll see this isn't going to take a long time. I know I said 10 steps and people are like, oh gosh, Megan, I don't have time for this. But again, when you look at this, these steps are pretty quick because we're looking at what did I have previously scheduled? Who can I delegate to? How can I rework and update my prioritized day, right? Okay, so now I know for the next 3 hours, I'm going to work on the status report. I'm going to hand these other things off. And then this afternoon, I'm going to finish the other projects I need to today, right? What we've just done is we've just reworked and updated our prioritized day. Now, this ninth step is one of the most important steps. And this is to communicate updates as needed. Now, first of all, the person who disrupted your day, they know that there's some disruptions going on, but your team and other people, potentially clients, do I need to reschedule calls? Do I need to reschedule something? Again, we need to communicate. One of the hardest steps and one of the hardest things when it comes to a day that we need to reset priorities, oftentimes we fall down on communicating around those with us that are closest to us, right? So just take a second and send that message out. And then we're going to focus on the unexpected project. Again, I know this might seem like it takes a long time. I promise you it does not. It is going to absolutely be worth it for you to be able to walk through these 10 steps and to be able to say, what am I going to do with my day? How am I going to reset and reprioritize? What is it that I'm going to do right now so that I can finish what I need to and then get on with the rest of my day? When it comes to a day that is disrupted, our response is our choice. Our response dictates the outcome. So don't let the unexpected derail your day. It's bound to happen. Be prepared with a plan that turns frustration into progress and know that you're a work in progress, right? Know that you're ongoing. Your response gets to be your choice. So us taking time to say, how do I methodically, how do I want to respond? It's going to happen where we have a disrupted day. How is it that I'm going to respond so that I'm able to finish my day and finish what needs to and get the other things done as well? Again, our response is our choice. How we spend time and what we're going to do about it is important for us to think about. Well, we don't want to go into projects or a day thinking that it's going to get disrupted. We want to enjoy the days that we've planned, and we want to be intentional with our planning and our productivity. We want to be prepared and know that it might happen. If our day is disrupted, it is a bummer. But it's not the end of the world. And our goal is to say, how am I going to handle a disrupted day? How am I going to take control of my response? And how am I going to communicate with everybody else? Our goal today has been to walk you through a process of 10 steps you can take that start with pause and breathe and walk away for a second. Then come back and look at how are you going to handle this day? How are you going to handle this task and the disruption? And how are you going to handle the rest of your day? Your response gets to be your choice. So if we think about these things in advance, I always think we're filling our bag of how we respond to things, and we've got a plan. So I hope that today's session, as every week, my goal is that you walk away with at least one thing that you learn that you say, you know what, I can implement that into my life and make my day just a little bit more productive. Because that's what we are. Our goal on this episode of Intentional Productivity Tips has been to take control of disruptions. Please remember, I am here every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. Please remember to like, subscribe, and be notified when new episodes drop. Next week, we will be back to talk about more intentional productivity tips. We're going to be talking about getting into the holiday. What I want to remind you is that there are going to be days that are disrupted, and that's okay because we are intentional with our productivity and we know how to respond. So I do hope that today you've taken just a few tidbits and a little bit of guidance on how you're going to respond. Now, I want you to enjoy a word from our sponsors, and don't forget to come back and see us next Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. And now here is a word from our sponsor.
Herzlich willkommen bei der Mutmacher-Show bei USA Global TV und Radio. Mit euren Moderatoren Roland und Mieke. Mut bedeutet nicht, keine Angst zu haben. Mut heißt, für deine Wahrheit einzustehen. Mut heißt...
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA-Global-TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions. Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting. We're building bridges and changing lives, one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.